This is the After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
It is the After Party Live. I'm little again. I'm telling you, I kind of like being little. I don't know. But here I am big. So, hey, everybody, thank you for your patience. Thanks for hanging out. And I want to start something. I want to start the show with just to let you guys know about something that's going on. And I don't usually do this. I know we fundraise for the show because the show's crowdfunded, but we have what we have here is a situation. We have one of our community members who has a sick cat. And I know that we are a tight-knit group and that we've really taken the time to get to know each other. And I know a lot of you are pet lovers, animal lovers, and you can empathize with what the problem is. It is that teacher Lori's cat is not well. And in order to get this cat healthy, Charlie, it's going to cost a lot of money. So if anyone has the wherewithal and wants to help, I'm right now going to put this in the chat. I put it in the chat on the Mark Thompson show as well. Different kind of show where maybe we can't spend as much time. But here's the GoFundMe. So if you're at all interested, and no obligation, and don't feel compelled and all that. But if you do want to help, there it is. And hopefully maybe working together, we can get Charlie back up and running, as it were. So, yeah, Gordon says we've been through that problem. I think, a lot of times it's a sticker shock when you go into the vet and it's like, whoa, you love your animal and you feel like, how are you going to do this? I hate when things that shouldn't come down to money come down to money. It's heartbreaking. So I'm hopeful that maybe we can help teacher Lori. Anyway, putting it out there in the universe. And so hopefully we'll be able to get that done. I have not contributed yet, but I will be doing that after the show. I just haven't had time to input all the credit card information, but I'll definitely be doing that today, teacher Lori. Okay. So I hope you'll bear with me today because I have a lot of pictures that I haven't been able to load. I actually have to bring them up. So I might be a little slow and clunky at that. But the first story I wanted to talk to you about, and you guys are so smart and amazing, and you probably have heard of these things before, but I haven't. So I thought this was a really, really big deal. Have you heard of red Sprites? Not the drink. No, I'm not talking about Sprite and Mountain Dew. I'm talking about this phenomenon. Red Sprites. All my life, never heard of such a thing. It is the coolest thing. These red Sprites, kind of like an atmospheric storm. And in this case, they have lit up the Himalayas. It's they say, an elusive atmospheric phenomenon captured in his amazing series. It's kind of like lightning, but not. Red Sprites are flashes of red-orange light that happen at altitudes of 31 to 56 miles. Apparently, they're very difficult to capture, and they're huge, as much as 25 miles across. They flash for a millisecond. 2 astrophotographers captured over 100 in a row dancing in the sky over the Himalayas. That as written in IFL Science. These red Sprites are electrical phenomena happening in the mesosphere. Oops, somebody's trying to get a hold of me, and that would be a notification that we have piano lessons today, FYI. So this happens in the mesosphere, the color caused by electric charges interacting with nitrogen, and the interaction creates these plumes and these tendrils that we are able to see. They say the images of these can't prepare you for the excitement of seeing them in person. And so I will show you this incredible video. Really, really incredible video. Okay, give me just a second to get it up and running. Incredible. Okay, so I'll turn the volume down. But here's what it looks like. And I'm just so overwhelmed that I had never known that this was something in our world before. Isn't that amazing? Flashes of red light. Wild. Again, you guys probably knew all about red sprites. I had no idea. No idea. Imagine seeing that. Wow. Should we watch it again? Let's watch it again. I think that's crazy. Crazy cool. Again, find out more about it on IFL Science. But red sprites over the Himalayas, just an incredible, wild thing. And again, they're enormous. So it's not like, if you're not looking in the right spot, you'll miss a bolt of lightning. These are huge, huge. Red, orange blasts of light, like natural fireworks almost. Yeah, watch the red sprites dancing. So, did you guys know about that? Am I like the last one to understand that this happens in the world? Nullifidians heard of them. Okay. God, I must be way beyond. I was telling my daughter, I think it was I a freshman before I had heard of the periodic table? And how I couldn't understand that I could be that age and have missed or have not known about something so pivotal in the world. Like, how do you go through life and not know something like that? And that's what I thought about red sprites. Like, how am I this age? We won't say what age. How am I this age? And I did never heard of a red sprite before. Wild. Kind of, but aurora borealis is kind of like they stay for a while. These are more like it's almost like lightning, like flashes, right? What is that? How the salt turns pink? I don't think so. No. Nullifidian seen satellite photos of them. Yeah. Uh, I like them, red sprites. Satellites can see these, says Gordon. Yeah. It does look like lightning, Tammy. In a way, red lightning. And again, it's hard to tell from the video, but they're massive, like miles and miles across. So they're way bigger than lightning. Apparently, seeing them is quite something. Very pretty, says Miss Organic. Again, it's this electrical interaction between nitrogen and electricity. I don't know. Interesting, though. Rhonda says, I've never heard of them. Okay, I feel better now. Thank you. Because if you've never heard of them and I've never heard of them, then I don't feel so bad. It's Satan, says Calvin. Oh, Satan. Remember that? He reads a lot of science stuff. So do I, and I've still never heard of them. Come on. I'm telling you. Sandy says, I've only known about them for maybe a year. I saw a Facebook post about them. So, okay. Love me some red stripes. Viewfinder says, I thought the reason for me not seeing them was due to them being above the clouds. Perhaps. I don't know. They are high. They're very high. Thank you to Luis, who comes in with a $5 contribution to the After Party Live. Just contributed to help Charlie. Mahalo for sharing the story and providing a means for us to help a valued member of our After Party community. Luis, really, really nice. And it all adds up too. Like, the GoFundMe, they say they recommend $100. Not all of us are going to be able to kick in 100, but $5 here and there makes a big difference. And the more people that kick in, the better for her. So I just, want to help out. Susan says, I'm older than you, Kim, and I've never heard of them either. Thank you, Susan. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Oh, no. Do we have to block someone? Doesn't seem like it, Sandy. I don't like blocking people either. Oh, gosh. Who is it that we're blocking? Is it here on this show or Mark Thompson's show? Gosh. Yeah, I know. PG&E, it's crazy. Wild. It's worrisome every time the PG&E bell comes, and you can't bank on it. You used to be able to bank on it being a very similar amount, and now it's like you've no idea what's in store. So I get it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. They have some bad opinions, but they haven't name called, but I'm keeping my eye on that. Um, they they're welcome to their opinion, their strong MAGA opinion, and disagreeable and what have you, but if they aren't, name calling or being belligerent, then I have to say free speech, right? But if it gets ugly, then I'll crack down. I know it's annoying, but it hasn't risen to the level of banning yet, but I'm watching. I'm watching. Yeah. Okay, and yeah, you can block personally someone, so that works out as well. Hard for me to look at myself today. I lost my mascara. I don't know where it went. I had to go buy new mascara. So usually it's funny, I'm in radio. TV people would never show up on screen without mascara. And I'm like, I don't think you're here because of my eyes. So that's all right. Okay, let's get another picture up so you don't have to look at me too long. Can we talk about this cutest little mini horse, which apparently had quite the day? This little mini horse. Let me see if I can find it. Um, this is another one that I have to bring up in a different way because, yeah, there's the mini horse. Oh, cute, this little mini horse. This little one had quite the St. Patrick's Day, apparently. A little too much fun, according to police in Michigan. They were called up to round up this miniature horse that got loose. This happened in the Brownstone Township in Michigan. This little one was found wandering around a neighborhood on Monday night. The police issued a statement on social media saying St. Patrick's Day brings out some wild behavior, so our night shift was on high alert for suspicious activity. Look who they caught creeping around one of the subdivisions. They say this guy had a little too much fun on St. Patrick's Day. So they captured this miniature horse that was clumping around a neighborhood and took it back to wherever it needed to go, but just thought the picture of that horse was cute. And so did they, because they took about 50 pictures, the Brownstone police. Brownstown Township in Michigan. They took so many pictures with this little guy that I thought it was kind of cute. Anyway, so there he is, Okay, I have another story for you guys. And by the way, it is a Waterfall Wednesday, so just know that that is coming. This lady, have you seen this yet? This lady took a baby wombat from its mother. Really horrible. There's video of her. This American tourist, we'll call her a Turon. Come on. It's being called an outrage. This American tourist and Instagram influencer woman, her name is Sam Jones. She has about 100,000 followers on Instagram. She was in Australia and she decides that that it's a good idea to take this wombat, this little baby wombat, away from its mom. And then she's kind of gawking on video as she, hams it up. Here she is.
What a baby wombat.
Ha ha, that's so funny. That's not funny. Why would she take a baby wombat away from its mother?
Chasing after her.
So she freaks out animals and they think that's funny? Listen to it. It's freaking out.
Okay, Mama's right there. And she is pissed.
Yeah, I would be too. If some lady took my baby, I'd be pissed off too. Turon to the nth degree, Turon. Seriously now. She's a Turon. And very, very cruel. I don't understand. So she takes this wombat away from its mother. She decides that it's so funny that she's going to post this video online. And just sick. The cameraman saying, look at the mother. It's chasing after us. Yeah. I got the baby wombat, she says. She is seen after that freeing the animal. It's unclear if the baby reunited with the mother, but I think the mother stayed close, so it's a good guess. But the mother had disappeared into the tall grass, so who knows? The baby was upset. Yeah, they're hoping this woman is never allowed back in Australia. But after all the attention due to this video, the Australian authorities were alerted and they were reviewing her visa uh, at the time that she left the country. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese weighing in on this video, condemning this woman, Sam, for picking up the baby animal. And here's what the leader of Australia said: to take a baby wombat from its mother, clearly causing distress from the mother, is an outrage. Uh, he said, I suggest this so called influencer. Maybe she might try some other Australian animals. Take a baby crocodile from its mother and see how you go there, he said. Take another animal that can actually fight back and see how you go there. In a lengthy statement on Instagram Friday, Jones said she wanted to help the animals get off the road safely and she was worried they might get hit. No. We saw what you did. You were messing with animals on purpose. We saw on the video. That was nasty. It wasn't helpful. She says she was worried this Aunt Joey, this little baby wombat, might be injured. So she made a snap judgment. She said, I ran not to rip the Joey away from its mother, but from fear she might attack me. The snap judgment made in these moments was never from a place of harm or stealing the baby wombat, also called a Joey, as is a baby kangaroo. She said she returned the baby to its mother and made sure they got off the road together. And she says, I've done a great deal of reflection on this situation and have realized that I did not handle the situation as best I should have. Regardless, my only intent was to prevent these amazing animals from being hit. I have learned from this situation, and I am truly sorry for the distress I have caused. She said the incident was never about social media or getting likes. She said it wasn't staged or done for entertainment. In her excitement and concern, she said, I acted too quickly and failed to provide necessary context to viewers online. Baloney. And they shouldn't let you back into Australia. And they should fine you for messing with wildlife. 100%. You were laughing. You don't laugh at the stress of animals. Why does that piss me off so much? God, horrible. I don't know. What do you think? I'm going to the chat because I found that incredibly awful. Her lawyer wrote well for her. Absolutely. Liz doesn't believe her. I don't know if she's a MAGA, but it wouldn't surprise me because it seems, I was thinking about this last night, Tammy, but it seems like people that are MAGA only have concern for themselves and not the greater good or the greater planet as a whole. It's like, what benefits me right now? Not having compassion, empathy, using the golden rule, thinking about others in the world, but me, me, me. And that was kind of a me, me, me situation. Not thinking about other creatures. Karen says they were trying to get off the road when she grabbed it. You could block traffic instead, says Jennifer. Yeah, clearly a lie, says Karen. Wombats can be fierce, writes Rhonda. Yeah. Scary. Yeah. So that's what happened there. And I just wanted to share that with you because it's just outrageous. Thank you guys for contributing to help Teacher Lori. I love this community so much, and I just really appreciate all of you. I can't even tell you how much. So thank you for that. All right, I have some other things to get to show you as well, and that includes ice cream thieves. Yeah. We saw the story recently about the kid who called the 911, who called authorities because he was mad that his mom ate his ice cream, right? Well, Tillamook up in Oregon is kind of going crazy with this story. And now they have instituted an ice cream thief hotline, and they're kind of using it as an ad gimmick in a way. They say a lot of us have had the issue where we put the ice cream in the freezer, we come back and it's gone. Someone else in the house ate up the ice cream. Well, they're ready to help with this emergency. Today, Tillamook is launching a meltdown hotline for people wanting their ice cream replaced after having it stolen by others in the household. They say Their new hotline is inspired by this story out of Wisconsin, where this 4-year-old boy called 911 to send his mother to jail for eating his ice cream. Remember when they brought him ice cream? And I'm like, don't reward that kid. Number one, for having a bad attitude, and number two, for abusing the 911 system. But they brought him ice cream anyway. And Tillamook says this viral incident is one we all know too well. And so Tillamook is offering free tubs of ice cream to the first 1,000 people to call the Meltdown line 833 MLTDOWN by April 18th. They say the discount is only available one customer per household. If you can't leave a voicemail, it means all coupons have already been given away. It can only be used once and only for one product that costs $6 or less. They will send you a coupon, and you can redeem the coupon at most grocers that sell Tillamook products, including Costco and Target if you are shopping there. And I thought, well, let's call and see if we can get through. So it is 1-833 MLTDOWN. I would imagine that they've all been taken. Let's find out.
Hello, and thank you for calling the Tillamook Meltdown Hotline. We're sorry someone swiped your ice cream, and we don't blame you for being upset. We love ice cream too. Ice cream theft happens more often than you think. So often, in fact, that we've run out of coupons to give away on this hotline.
Yep.
We hope your rich, creamy Tillamook ice cream gets replenished soon. And when it does, be sure to keep it somewhere safe.
That's it. No more left. Sorry. No more Tillamook ice cream. I guess that's just the way it goes sometimes. Oh, man. So, but I thought that was a little bit funny. Oh, Jacob's home from school early because it's a Wednesday. This happened to me the other day. I don't know if you've received this type of a scam message, like a text message. They're calling it smishing. SMISHING, smishing. And authorities and tolling agencies are warning that you're going to often get a text from people saying you have unpaid tolls, and they're threatening you. So tollway companies across the United States are now trying to make people aware of this text message phishing scam or smishing. People that have received the text say that the text tells them and they have unpaid tolls that must be paid, or they will be subject to penalties, including the loss of your driver's license. The scam prevalent in several states, and again, and it's weird. It's almost like they know when you've gone across the Golden Gate or the Bay Bridge, because within days I got these messages. The scammers reporting to be with tollway services. They say the text mimics one that looks like an official communication from toll agencies, even has a link that looks like it could be from a state toll service. The FBI says the toll phishing scam first became prevalent early last year, hit more than 60,000 people that filed complaints about it. And the FBI says smishing scams are successful because people tend to trust text messages more than emails, and they often respond quicker, I'm making up words, to them without fully considering the content, especially when the message appears to be from a trusted source like a bank or like a delivery company, and it makes it easier for attackers to trick users into clicking on malicious links or sharing sensitive information. So watch those texts, because you can get text scammed as well. They say if you do get one of these, you should report it to the Internet Crime Complaint Center at the FBI. Submit the phone number that the text message came from. You can also check directly with your state's toll agency if you have an amount due. Don't just click a link and pay it, because it's probably a scam. So, the targeted phone numbers appear to be chosen at random. They say they're not uniquely associated with an account or usage of toll roads, but some customers have reported receiving emails through these phishing scams as well. So be careful out there. Watch your toll stuff. Check this out. We now know why parrots speak. Look at that pretty picture of parrots. They're so pretty. These are budgies or parakeets. And according to Popular Science, research published March 19th in the journal Nature suggests that parrots, specifically parakeets, could be a model for studying human speech, helping scientists to better understand and treat speech disorders. They say this adds to a growing pile of scientific findings that say when you call someone bird-brained, it really isn't an insult because bird brains are really cool. They show memory, learning, counting, reasoning abilities. These parakeets live in social flocks in the wild, and they communicate via long warble songs. Eating seeds, they fly in groups to wherever the next meal is going to be. In captivity, they're known to keep up their social tendencies by copying human phrases. And there was a budgie, a parakeet, that holds a Guinness World Record for the bird with the largest vocabulary, 1,728 words. Which you wouldn't think in a parakeet that would happen. You would think maybe a larger parrot, known more for clearly enunciating human speech. To understand how these birds imitate people and produce so many distinct sounds, the authors of the study looked at the brains of these 4 parakeets in the particular brain region called the syrinx, the avian vocal organ. And they collected neural activity from each bird as it vocalized. And they compared the budgie data with that from humans and zebra finches, songbirds, commonly used in scientific research. They have a less flexible vocal repertoire than do these parakeets. They found that this region of the parakeet brain operates more similarly to parts of the human cortex linked to speech, motor function, than the equivalent zebra finch region. So while I don't like the idea of researchers tampering around in these budgies' brains, what they found out is interesting. They said vocalizations seem to be coded by complex, uninterpretable arrays of neuron activity, that each sound has a unique brain barcode that accompany it, which is interesting. They said when they were looking at the zebra finch brain waves, they really couldn't make heads or tails of it. This according to neuroscientists at the NYU Grossman School of Medicine. They said, we see no hint of the actual notes these birds are singing. We may see activity, and that activity is the same every time those birds sing their songs, but there's no kind of clear sheet music for it. But both budgie or parakeet and human brains work in a more modular fashion. Birds and people appear to encode vocalization through discrete, repeatable neural pathways. In the human brain, specific lip or tongue muscle movements are associated with certain neuron patterns. And the connections are clear enough that scientists have previously used these types of brain signals to interpret and then reproduce intended speech in people who have lost the ability to speak themselves. And they say that is similar in the parakeet portion of this brain. Neurons fire in accordance with the tone and type of sound that a bird makes. It's like a vocal keyboard. Individual brain cells seem to be driving consonant sounds and vowel sounds. Even within the vowels, there's a whole spectrum of different pitches they can achieve. We find B-flat cells, B cells across the musical register. And with all of those combined, researchers say, you can basically code up whatever you want to say. So, they say that avenues for future research are pretty exciting. They would like to uncover the higher order brain regions that might be playing keyboard keys inside budgie brains. They want to know, how does a bird opt to make different sounds over others? And they might bring machine learning into this with the intent of translating what the parakeets are communicating via their vocalizations. Are they trying to communicate with us? Could we understand it? Interesting. How about the lotto of the day? Should we do it? Because I have some waterfalls for you too. I know we started a little late. Let's do the lotto of the day. Yeah, the wild cherry. Somebody won big on the wild cherry. Yep. This happened in Michigan. Another Michigan story today. This Michigan woman said her local store was sold out of the lottery ticket that she wanted to buy, so she was forced to choose a wild cherry replacement. Happened in Kent County. This lady visited a local store with a specific scratch-off lottery ticket in mind, but when she got to the store, the game was sold out. She said the store didn't have the game I wanted to buy, so I decided to try my luck on the wild cherry game. I scratched the barcode and scanned the ticket, and when I read the message that I needed to file a claim, I thought maybe I won $10,000. She said the store clerk helped her realize her prize was actually much larger. I gave the ticket back to the clerk and I had her check it, and she helped me scratch the rest of it off. And when she saw she had hit $1 million, she screamed, "She just won $1 million." The winner said her prize money will go toward buying a new home and shoring up her savings account. You know, it's interesting to me how people don't even scratch off the ticket to play the game. They just scratch off the barcode to see if it's a winner. That's all they really care about. Fascinating. You would think it's the journey to get to the win that would be as fun or as interesting as the win. Nope, she scratched off the barcode first. Anyway, the wild cherry wins in Michigan. Sometimes it's okay when they've run out of your normal ticket. Yesterday, we talked about robots. And I know that, you guys, someone was saying, too many robots on this show. And yet, I have another robot story. Only because the video is awesome, all right? For some reason, I guess because it's cool, Boston Dynamics is testing out they're trying to get robots to move like people, like we spoke of yesterday, right? But they have this robot doing breakdancing. Check it out. There it is, running back and forth. Now it's kind of doing breakdancing moves. In a way, crawling, looks like. I'm telling you, they're getting it. They're getting this human movement really down pat. Now here comes the breakdancing. There it goes. That's pretty good. Scarily so. Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's incredible. Boston Dynamics, they are really getting good at the breakdancing stuff going on with these robots. I'll play it one more time as I talk a little bit more about the story. There you go. There it is. You can see him running around and doing things. Yeah. And I'll turn the sound down this time so we can have that in the backdrop as we talk about these Atlas robots. They say looks like they can do better dancing than some humans. It's nimble, has this ability to run, do backflips, toss around heavy objects. They say it'll be a while before it surpasses human breakdancing abilities. But they put this 1-minute video up on YouTube, and this thing, you can see it crawling, frog walking, doing these helicopter sweep technique breakdancing moves. The point by Boston Dynamics, they say, is to demonstrate policies developed using reinforcement learning with references from human motion and capture animation. So that's what they were trying to do. They say it's a collaboration with the Robotics and AI Institute focused on reinforcement learning projects to level up this humanoid robot. And I think it pretty much works. They are going to periodically release updates on the collaborative work that they are doing, but I'm telling you, they're getting really, really good. Really good. All right. I guess we should talk about waterfalls. It is, after all, Waterfall Wednesday. I have my Waterfall Wednesday picture. And we take a deep collective breath in and out, and let's go to the waterfalls of Scotland. These are the most beautiful waterfalls in the country of Scotland, and they are breathtaking. The first one is called Plata Falls, and huge apologies to my ancestors for likely getting some of the pronunciations wrong. Look at that. Incredible. Plata Falls, found near the Victorian village of Tomich. It is 151 feet tall, and it is, as you see here, hidden amongst a forest of fir trees. The water cascades past the treetops from a nearby loch. It can be viewed by a newly constructed viewing platform, giving incredible views not only of the waterfall, but of the surrounding forest as well. So you can see the platform where you walk out and look at this waterfall. Incredible. How beautiful is that? You guys see that platform right above the waterfall, like right above the water? Kind of hard to see. The picture, beautiful, but a little bit far away. And here's the next one. This is Wailing Widow Falls. It is about a 10-minute walk. The Wailing Widow Falls is a 50-foot drop of water. It spills out from Loch na Ginmich over a cliff edge, as you can see, into a nearby canyon below. Now, according to legend, the waterfall got its mysterious name, Wailing Widow Falls, from the tale of a deer hunter who plunged to his death whilst hunting centuries ago. His mother, racked with grief over her son's untimely death, promptly threw herself over the falls the very next day. So, they say make sure you wear your rain boots to this one, because to get to it, you might have to walk through some watery, wet areas of land. Anything that would take me to the Isle of Skye, I'm definitely down for it. This is Mealt Falls. Pardon the cough. Pretty amazing. Mealt Falls is on the Isle of Skye, on the dramatic edge of coastline. 180-foot drop spilling water directly into the Atlantic Ocean. It gets its name from Loch Mealt, where the water is directly fed from. There's a lookout area that they built a little away from the falls to get the best view of the waterfall, but you can also see the coastline here as well. Sorry, a little Coachella Valley tea. Oh, I feel so much better. Incredibly beautiful view. Did I get this one right? I hope I got it right. Loch Mealt Falls. Let me make sure. Oh, that's Wailing Widow. Here's Mealt. My apologies. That's Mealt Falls. And you can see it's fed up above and drops down below right into the ocean. I mean, wow. Just so beautiful. Again, you're looking at a picture of the island of Skye. So, just super beautiful. The next one is called the Falls of Glomach. This has a fall of 370 feet. Let me find it for you. Here it is. Now I'm having to show everything a little different today. There it is. 370 feet tall. One of the tallest waterfalls in Britain. It borders Kintail, which is a mountain area in the Northwest Highlands, operated and looked after by the National Trust of Scotland. This, they say, is not easily accessible. It's a trek through remote countryside to get to it, but when you do, boy, is it ever worth the visit. The falls get their name from the Scottish Gaelic word glomach, which translates to hazy because it describes the appearance of the heavy waters in all the mist. And again, that's the Falls of Glomach. The next one is part of the Grey Mare's Tail Nature Reserve. This one is a 200-foot tall kind of hanging waterfall. It's called the Grey Mare's Tail. And here's what it looks like. Isn't that pretty? Kind of see it coming down, then coming down again. It's a 200-foot hanging valley waterfall fed from crystal waters from the nearby Loch Skene. It is, Grey Mare's Tail, the 5th tallest waterfall in Britain. It has been noted by the European Union and British government as a place of significant natural botanical importance, particularly because it's home for a variety of rare flower breeds. So it's a special conservation area. There is historical evidence that suggests Iron Age settlers lived on the hills. They're called the Moffat Hills, right beside this waterfall, centuries ago. Very beautiful. I have another one for you, though. It's called Fairy Glen in Rosemarkie. Fairy Glen, this one seems so Scottish. And so, like, you expect sprites or fairies to be flitting around at any moment. It was so pretty. Fairy Glen, home to 2 waterfalls. It is accessed by a delightful woodland walk, which they say culminates in the beautiful rushing waters of the falls. Fairy Glen gets its namesake from a well-dressing ceremony undertaken centuries ago, where children of the local village decorated a pool with flowers to ensure that fairies kept the water supply clean for the village. The glen, now associated with a Scottish geologist and author, Hugh Miller, whose writings on geological formation specific to the Fairy Glen Falls attract a lot of tourists to this area. So, very, very pretty. I think, I don't know if I was going to do another one. I think that's all I wanted to show you. The other ones are interesting, but just not as amazing. So, yeah, I think we'll stop at Fairy Glen, but Fairy Glen's pretty special, so I like it. All right, so we had Plata, we had Wailing Widow, we had Mealt on the Isle of Skye, we had the Falls of Glomach, we had Grey Mare's Tail, and lastly, Fairy Glen. And that, my friends, is Waterfall Wednesday, and I hope it was a little bit relaxing. Okay, lastly, check this out. An old bottle of whiskey. Yeah. This old bottle of whiskey was uncovered on a beach. And what's in the bottle? And do you open it and drink it? It's called a rare, mysterious whiskey bottle. This man and his dog found 11 full bottles of whiskey nearly buried in the sand. This man just got off 24-hour duty. He's a Coast Guard helicopter rescue swimmer out of New Jersey. And again, just got off a 24-hour shift. So he was taking his dog, Coda, for a walk near Margate Pier, south of Atlantic City. He says, I take my dog to the beach to play just about every day. His name is Austin. So Austin takes his dog Coda to walk on the beach. He said, I was throwing the ball, and my dog tends to rub himself in stuff that smells weird. So there's this brown bottle in the sand, and he said Coda starts rubbing on it. He said the dog forgot about playing and became very focused on whatever was sitting in the sand. He thought, oh man, that looks like a bottle of pee. So he said, I was yelling at Coda to get off of it. Then maybe 5 feet ahead, there was another one. And as soon as he got off that one, he ran up to the next one and started rubbing on that. And after Coda discovered the third bottle, Austin said he started to realize he'd stumbled on something a little more interesting than he originally thought. He said these bottles were all along the surface, and there were tons of conches and shells and other types of debris in the sand that day as well. So it looked like maybe there was some wave activity or something that was washing up the bottles. So that's how it looked when he pulled it from the sea. But here's how it looked when it was still buried in the sand. Here's the view that he got when his dog was messing around. See how it's very obvious they're bottles of something and just sitting there, right? So he collects them. 11 of these bottles in all he finds. Yeah. Oops, there it is. Kind of cool. I'll go back to the other picture of the bottle up close. So he said they're pretty much on the surface. He said, I think it might have been from dredging because they'd been repairing the beaches in the area. They do it in the winter to get ready for summer. And there was just a crazy amount of stuff that had washed up. So they collect 11 completely full glass bottles of rare old whiskey. They all have the name Lincoln Inn etched on them. So he calls a friend who does a quick internet search, and they learn that Lincoln Inn was produced at a distillery in Montreal in the 1930s, and that this company went out of business in the 1970s. So it's been a while. Somebody lost some whiskey bottles a long time ago. So he picks up all these bottles and he stashes them in his jacket pocket. And he gets them home and he posts about this find on Reddit, where apparently there's a whole bottle digging community and whiskey aficionados, and they start to weigh in on this discovery. And they say the diamond shape embossed on the bottom of these bottles was an important part of the discovery. It told them that he said the bottles have a flask-like shape. And given the type of screw and stuff, most people said that they were from the 1930s and the 1940s. So that's kind of how they figured out. I'll show you the bottom of the bottle. Here's what it looks like on the bottom. You can see that kind of diamond shape down there. That's what helped them figure out what exactly it was. And once they washed all the bottles off, it turned out they're pretty cool looking. What do you think? Would you crack that open and drink that whiskey? Maybe, yeah. So he said they went back to the beach looking for even more. They found one more. So now they have 12 of them. He gave one bottle each to his friends and one to his father. And they said it's part of a New Jersey history. So he's ended up giving pretty much all the bottles away to people that he worked with. A few of the bottles were clear. Some were hazy, which could have to do with some kind of filtration. But the one he kept for himself, he said, is probably the best quality one. The bottles were all still sealed. The whiskey, relatively at the same level in each bottle, gives them hope that the liquor inside is still good. He said the ocean temperatures usually don't get anywhere near 70 degrees, even at the bottom of the water. So it's been cold, right? They still don't know how this whiskey got into the ocean. Maybe bootleggers used to bring it down to the Jersey Shore. Small boats would take off from Jersey Shore, go to pick the liquor up. Maybe the boardwalk was a hot spot for them rum running during Prohibition. He said he's not interested in drinking it or cashing in on the find. He said if any of us intend to try it, I don't think it'll be me that opens it up. Opening it and then seeing it empty or even half empty detracts from it, he said. Even if it's a great whiskey or something, I don't think I'd appreciate the whiskey itself nearly as much as I appreciate the story and how it got there. So there you go. I would want to try it. I appreciate his love of having it full and having the conversation piece and wanting to talk about it, but I don't know. We don't know how much they're worth. No idea. Jennifer said, you had 12. You can crack one. That's what I would think. Come on. I wouldn't mind wetting my beak with one of those bottles, says Ron Cook. Wonder how much they'd get at auction. Red, so hopefully it's not pre-drunk whiskey that's been rebottled. That's the thing when you find something like that. Although, look at the fastener on the top. I mean, it looks like it's been locked in, so I don't know. I'd want to try it. I'd be too curious. I mean, come on. Tammy says, I'd drink it. Yeah. Crack one open. Let's go. Sandy says, I know people who wouldn't hesitate to drink that. Yeah. The Lincoln Inn. What a cool find. Again, they stopped making it in the 70s, and according to that diamond on the bottom, they think maybe it's from the 30s or 40s. So, how cool is that? Never know what you're going to find at the beach, right? Love it. All right, my friends, that is the After Party Live. Huge thank you to Luis for contributing to the show today, and to contributing to Charlie as well. Again, teacher Lori going through some tough times with her kitty cat, Charlie, who needs surgery. So I will do it again in case. And again, I will say no obligation, and not everyone can contribute. And I totally get that. So please don't feel pressure. But if you are so inclined to help, I want to post this because I know we can't do it on all the shows. It's not the flavor of this show, but this show we have more time to do things like this, and we're kind of a close-knit community, so I just wanted to make sure everyone saw that. So I just posted again the GoFundMe that teacher Lori has put together so she can help save her cat Charlie. Anyway, thank you for taking a look. And if you're so inclined to give, then that's wonderful as well. And thank you, Luis, for doing so. As always, thank you to Wes for kicking into this show every day. Everyone who contributes via PayPal monthly, that is the reason the show keeps going. Your contributions make it work. So thank you. Tomorrow, of course, is Trivia Thursday. So we'll be on the Mark Thompson Show at 11 a.m. here on the After Party with Trivia Thursday. Whenever that show ends, usually like 1:15, lately 1:20. He seems to be pushing it and pushing it. And then, of course, tomorrow, please note the Nikki Maduro Show at 5 p.m. where we do cocktails, mocktails, and talk politics and have a really good time together. So that all happens tomorrow on Thursday. Until then, please make your Wednesday a great day, and I will see you back here on the YouTube tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Oh, wait, Karen Cooper. Oh, you contributed to me for Charlie. Oh, no, you can, okay, well then I'll add it to my contribution then, because I'm going to contribute after the show. So I'll add your 15 and it'll be from you and me. Okay, Karen? That's how we'll do it. All right. I like it. All right. Well, I'll figure it out. Bye, everyone, for now. Make it a good.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.